Art and activism, the art of protest. Activism ain't terrorism, but I'm gonna terrorize you with the truth. We talking about the haves versus the have-nots. Racism don't work without black cooperation, and that's how it works. The have versus the have-nots. Oppressed people when they oppressed, they gotta be oppressed by somebody. And when they climb the ladder for success, they step on people. You feel what I'm saying? You got the intellects and you got the working class. All right, the labor class. I'm with the labor class. I'm the working class. Frederick Douglass versus Du Bois. Because I'm not trying to assimilate into no society. Accept me as I is. Or don't fuck with me. This is Dr. Karson's, all right? WEEA radio, all right? The property of Dr. Karson's. I attended your events for a reason, all right? We talking about the haves versus the have-nots. I'm a have-not, and I ain't having it no more. So, Dr. K, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Let's have the great race debate. You take, what, you, Ray Kelly, you take you and whoever you want to choose, and I'll take me, Ray Kelly, and two other individuals, and we'll talk about race and racism. We'll talk about Ivan Bates and mass incarceration. Because y'all tried to lock me up. Activism ain't terrorism, but I'm gonna terrorize you with the truth. In 2026, it's gonna be fine Waldo. No, it's gonna be fine Shorty. And right now, it's at Loyola University. I attended Dr. K's. I attended Dr. K's 9-week class, and this was part of the graduating class. This is what I got for graduating the class or finishing the class. That's the Karson Institute, and this is what they gave me: a rope. All right. This is me in Selma, Alabama, all right? I went to Selma. I did the Selma to Montgomery March. This is what they gave me for doing the march, all right? They gave me a medal. Like I said, it's the making of Black America. These are our representatives, and this is the state of Maryland. See the date? 2007. I went home on vacation and came back on probation. That's December the 22nd. On December the 24th, I was charged with terrorism and locked up. Now, I don't know how many terrorists would pay their rent and, you know what I'm saying, pay their rent for the next month in advance. I didn't terrorize you. I was coming back to finish what I started, my documentary, Letters to Zion. That's 2008. That's not my signature. The state of Maryland participated in fraud. The state of Maryland, the comptroller, the insurance, Al Redmer, and y'all protected Scott Schellenberger. Yeah. I filed a $250 million lawsuit against the state, and this is how you did me. You locked me up. You charged me with terrorism. These are elected officials: Mr. Muse, Al Silvero, Ivan Bates, and right here, ID theft, income tax evasion, credit card fraud, all right? Paul Weinblatt, Scott Schellenberger, Attorney General Anthony Brown, Insurance Incorporated, all right? And you got this. Bill Henry got this. Jason Rodriguez, WOLB, got this. WLB, Larry Young got this. So in 2026, we're going to do it again. That's March 1st. That was yesterday. March 29th, I fed the homeless. Tomorrow, I'm feeding Keys Development. Then I'm doing Infinite Legacy. Then I'm doing Found Studios. And I still ain't got nobody to file those charges against Scott Schellenberger. We talking about time, all right? The 2026 session. And the time it took for you to do what you haven't done. Like I said, that's Keys Development, and I'm cooking for them tomorrow. We're gonna say goodnight to racism and hello to freedom, because you in bed with too much corruption. We're gonna fill that up. We're gonna keep ICE out of Baltimore, all right? No more prisons. When I go to jail, I gotta share that toilet with an inmate. 2026, we're gonna share this toilet with the world. With the world. That's Dan Cox and President Trump. All right, that's Dan Cox and President Trump. That's the Supreme Court. And we talking about public accommodations. You ain't tough on crime, you tough on us. And I want to go to court. I want to go to the Supreme Court because I've exhausted my remedies under the law. President Trump, President Biden, President Obama, President Bush. Letters to my president. You feel me? Y'all all got this. Y'all made me famous for Shorty Pull Your Mask Up. Well, Mayor Brandon Scott got this. And he's holding that evidence. That's the IRS, and that's President Biden and the Department of Justice. That's Francott. That's Out for Justice. That's Governor Larry Hogan and Al Redmer. Damn, what's this? Oh, yeah, that's that phony bomb threat. That's Scott Schellenberger. and that's our elected officials, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Lake County, Illinois. Like I said, these green cards is a paper trail, a controllable variable in an experiment about race and racism. You feel me? And if you go directly to Mr. Alan Eppenstein, he knows me. I did the housewarming for his party out on Ridge Road in Baltimore County. I'm Shorty, the barbecue guy. I'm the cook in Baltimore, the best of the best. That's my penitentiary number, N62528. If you Google search that case, it's a precedent-setting case. I turned in guns and drugs to end the war on drugs. Go to Out for Justice, all right? Y'all gonna clean my slate. From enslavement to mass incarceration, and we're gonna talk about how President Trump is getting paid for this, through immigration and mass incarceration. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No more prisons. And these are elected officials. Through the legal lens. That's October 2007. Private citizens' right to access the grand jury. That's indivisible Baltimore. You feel me? That's indivisible Baltimore. There's room for everybody at my table. Moses parted the Red Sea, Shorty parted some rednecks. The Jews was in Egypt for 400 years. We've been here for 400 years. It's time for us to leave this burning house. Yesterday was Palm Sunday. A pastor came by and tied palms on my grill. He tied palms on my grill because of what I do in Baltimore. You feel me? See the big picture here? Out for Justice, Shorty's Bootleg Barbecue, ex-felon. I changed my product. I didn't change my hustle. And Jinx the cat been watching all that. I got a black cat. I got a black grill. And I got white friends. Racism don't work without black cooperation, but it ain't gonna end without white participation. I couldn't do what I do without Dan and Hillary, and I couldn't have this grill without Gretchen. I'm the cook in Baltimore, and these people is the ones that kept me up and fired up. Because my black community and my black leadership didn't open their mouth about this. These is our leadership. Keep ICE out of Baltimore. Let's keep racism out of America. So Ivan Bates, you got to do your job. I want access to the grand jury. Under Brack versus Well gives a private citizens a right to access the grand jury. And everything you got, yeah, take me to the water and wash me down. You got 90 days of session. You got 90 days of Shorty. I gave you a whole 90 days. And I'm still doing what I've been doing since Obama asked for an investigation. This was 2025, all right? That's letters designed, and that's the 2025 session and our legislators. That's Jim Jordan, the House Judiciary Committee. That's the false charges by Miss Gion, like Emmett Till. And like I said, making a movie, 2025, and our elected officials. All about mass incarceration. All about mass incarceration. And Brooke Learman, you left my evidence, but I still got that toilet. You got my book. That's my intellectual property. Remember that. Did you learn anything today? It's Jinx the cat. Keep ICE out of Baltimore. No more prisons. Let's say goodnight to racism and hello to freedom. All right? Can we do that? Activism ain't terrorism. All I am is an activist. I'm a cook. I'm a caterer. I'm Shorty.